Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. I've got today a Magical Musketeer deck profile. This is actually my mate Anton's deck and deck of choice. He's played this deck for, it seems, forever, and the last 3 regionals in Scotland he's attended, he's topped all 3 of them. And I think it's been 6th place all 3 tournaments. I might be wrong, Anton will no doubt correct me. So this is his deck profile, so he's the side extra as well. So the first card is the main card of the deck, is Casper. So if you don't know what Magical Musketeers do, they're a column based strategy, and if a spell or trap is activated in the same column as a Magical Musketeer card, it gains an effect. So Casper's effect is an effect to add any musket card from the deck to the hand. Then we play 3 Starfire. Both of these cards have just received reprints, so they're a lot cheaper than what they were because these were holding some good value. I think they were like £20 a copy. So Starfire, her effect is basically to summon a level 4 or lower Magical Musketeer from the deck, and then we play 3 Magical Musketeer Doc. Doc's effect is basically you can recycle cards from the graveyard, so in the grind game and stuff he's extremely good. And then we play 3 copies of Kid Brave. We're basically maxing out on all of the normal summonable Magical Musketeers. I think there's a level 8 or something, but he's not very good or widely used. Kid Brave's effect is actually quite decent on where you discard a Magical Musketeer card from your hand and then draw 2 cards. So he's the deck's very own draw power. And then we play just 3 Ashes. So on to the spells. We play Cross Domination. So Cross Domination's effect, if you don't know the deck at all, basically when you control a Magical Musketeer monster, you can activate the Magical Musketeer's spell and traps directly from your hand. So it's a control based strategy that doesn't worry about twin twisters and evenly matched things like that. So it's extremely good in that sense and very hard to deal with, because if your opponent's sitting there with 5 cards in hand and 1 monster, you don't know if the 5 cards are bluffs or if they're interruptions, so it's quite unsettling to play. So if you're making it for the first time, just that's the type of thing that you start to think about. So Cross Domination is basically target 1 face up a monster on the field and change its attack and defense to 0, and then it's got an also effect. So basically if the attack defense doesn't change, you still get to negate the monster's effect. So it's a weirdly worded card, and people think that it does negate when the attack increases or decreases. So that's just one card to watch out for in a ruling. And then we play 1 Steady Hands. So this is just basically like a battle trap kind of thing. You can target one of your Magical Musketeer cards and double its attack, but they can't attack directly that turn. Then we play 3 Ties of the Brethren. So Ties of the Brethren, basically you pay 2,000 life points as cost, and you target one of your monsters. So primarily you summon out Casper, and then you have to summon 2 more monsters with the same level, attribute and type. So you usually go Doc and Kid Brave. So it can be annoying sometimes that you can't get out Starfire, but in doing that, you get the search from Casper, you get a discard and draw with Kid Brave, and then you get a recycle if it was a good trap or spell with that you discarded off Kid Brave to recycle it with Doc. So it's an amazing advantage, and definitely the card to Ash in the deck. Then to make sure that Ties of the Brethren does go through and your Magical Musketeer max, you have 3 Call by the Graves. Then it does max out on Pot Desires. The reason why he maxes out on Pot Desires is Max is too much of a brilliant extra deck card to risk banishing with Pot Extravagance. And plus, if he plays Desires, it means it doesn't conflict with Kid's Brave's draw effect as well. So if you've got Kid Brave on the field, you can activate Desires to draw 2, and then his effect will trigger to discard 1, and then draw another 2. So that's the reason why he plays Pot of Desires over Extravagance. And then to make it a 39 card deck, we play Upstart Goblin. My mate Jack also plays this deck, and he's a bit special in some cases, that he plays 42 cards with an Upstart Goblin just because he can. I don't know why. But Upstart Goblin is basically makes the deck 39 cards, and it in most cases it's a +2. You get a draw off that, and then if it's got Casper, you get another add. So it's a win-win card in the deck. Then for the traps, we play Desperado. So Desperado is basically a target pop card. It's very good. And then we play the counter trap, Last Stand. He plays Last Stand at 2 because it only negates spell and traps, and it's highly searchable in the deck. Then we play the continuous spell. This is Fiendish Steel. So if you don't know what Fiendish Steel does, it's a counter trap that protects your magical musketeer monsters from being destroyed by card effects. And when it is destroyed, you get to add 1 magical musketeer card from your deck or your graveyard. Then we play Crooked Crown. Crooked Crown is during your main phase, special summon a musketeer monster from your hand. And also it does have a second effect, but this very rarely comes up, that when this card is activated and you special summon the monster, that monster zone adjacent from this card can't be used. That monster zone can't be used. So there's very rare occasions it ever comes up, but it's just one to look out for. Then he plays the 1 Dancing Needle. So Dancing Needle is an extremely good card, especially in this format. I think ideally he'll probably bump up to 2, but that may be later on in the future when we start actually playing again. So basically, Dancing Needle is a trap card that you can activate from your hand and then banish 3 cards from your opponent's graveyard. So it's 3D recrows in the one card. Then he plays Free Crackdown. So he's a control based deck, and Crackdown is just one of those cards that helps you control the game state. So you can steal your opponent's biggest monster to get you protected, so you can build up a board. You can crack down things just to hold up the combo PCs and strategies and stuff. It's extremely annoying, especially in this, because you need to, usually if you're playing against this deck and you don't really know how to deal with it, you end up siding out things like Lightning Storm, Twin Twisters, stuff like that, and then you get hit with Crackdown and you've no real way of getting rid of it other than the extra deck like Phoenix or Tornado Dragon. So then we'll move on to the extra deck. We play 3 Max. So Magical Musketeer Max is an amazing extra deck in archetype specific card. One of the strongest ones in my opinion for a specific archetype. It's a link 1, so you only need 1 monster, and when it's link summoned, if your opponent, you can special summon monsters from your deck, Magical Musketeer monsters from your deck, up to the number of spell and traps your opponent controls, or you can add spell and traps from your deck to your hand up to the number of monsters your opponent controls. So this is an extremely ashable target, one of the main ashable targets, or Effect Veiler or Impermanence. I think really Effect Veiler is the best one to hit this one with, because they don't really have much out, because if you use Impermanence then they've also got Last Stand and stuff, so it can be quite annoying. So it's an amazing card. Then he plays one Nightmare Phoenix, just to out problematic back row cards and just a generic removal. Then he plays one Crusadia Avramax and one Borrow Sword. The Avramax is basically, if he's because he's playing Crackdown, he could end up stealing someone's link free, and he's just one other monster, and this makes Avramax. So this, and obviously a max being a one card monster, link monster, and the two of them together works really well. He's a problem to get off the field. Then Borrow Sword just to try to get OTKs and stuff. Then he does play the Utopia and Utopia double, just to get those OTKs on board, which is quite good, and he sides the other level 4 that helps him get Utopia double out. Then more Crackdown target and Dingirsu. So Dingirsu is just for obviously the Orcus matchup, steal the Galatea, get a free send and protection. Then we have Super Poly targets and Violet Chimera, Wanda, the Predaplan, Dragos Stapelio, and Muddy Dragon, and Vision Hero Trinity, and Starving Venom. So very generic and meta based, you know, lots of people are playing stalls because they're cheap. Same with Salmon Greats. Lots of people play Darks. This is for the Pendulum matchup mostly, and with Master Rule 5, things like Fluffles and stuff. And obviously this is for the Hero matchup, just as the Blowout. So that's the extra deck. So we will get onto the side deck. So he plays one Magical Musketeer Calamity and a double or nothing. So this is to get into the Utopia package. So Calamity's effect reads that when a spell or trap is activated in the same column as her, you can special summon a level 4 or lower Magical Musketeer monster from your graveyard. So what you usually do is try to get Starfire on field, link away into max, bring out Calamity, then Calamity will bring back Starfire to then overlay into Utopia, and then Utopia double, as long as you don't draw double or nothing. Then we do play a second copy of Dancing Needle, which I think will find its way into the main deck. Then we play two Nibiru and two Dark Ruler No Mores with 3 Super Poly, just to clear problematic boards, combo decks and things like that. So just the biggest blowout cards versus combo decks. And then we play the 1 red reboot, 2 evenly matched, and 2 lightning storm. Just if you're playing against the control matchup, and obviously you want to take, you're playing a control deck, so you need to blow out your opponent as quickly as possible, and these are the best cards to sight in. So let me know what you think of the deck profile. If you liked it, give it a like. If you loved it, then sub, and be sure to comment if you think there's anything that could be added to the deck, anything that would help Anton, and just show him some support. So thanks guys, peace.